The harsh realities that no one likes to hear, and the journeys that no one likes to see. Bringing you these journeys with the Insane Minds podcast. Here's your host, Sarvesh Maria.
Hello there, it's your boy Sarvesh, and today I had honor to speak with Spirit. Not a spirit, it's Spirit Lux, aka Joseph Olatunji, who's a YouTuber slash influencer. And you probably could find him on Google as well, as he mentions in the episode. He has 300k subscribers on YouTube, but today was special in a sense that I know this guy for 4 years and he has never dropped so many bombs. Not the F bombs I'm talking about, but wisdom bombs. So get comfortable and welcome Joseph Olatunji. Alright, let's get the ball rolling with us learning a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Joseph, originally from Lagos, Nigeria. My journey started back in 2014 when I had the opportunity to move to the United States to pursue my um, education and also to um, improve my tennis skill. Um, I've been fortunate enough to completing my high school and also completing my undergrad degree here in the US. And upon graduating, I decided to, start YouTube channel, just to do something as a hobby and also make money from it, obviously. But currently, though, I'm pursuing my master's degree and also I'm the tennis coach at North Greenville University. So that's pretty much a brief intro of myself.
So, what got you interested in starting a YouTube channel and becoming a YouTuber?
Well, the stuff that got me started YouTube is, I was about to graduate. I had a little free time, and also, as you know, being a foreign exchange student, you can work in the US, right? So, like I was like, well, if I can't work, how am I supposed to make money and also live off, and live to be on my own sometime, in the future. So I see a lot of people, transitioning into social media, and then it was during the COVID-19, which means there were a lot of people at home. Then TikTok was also booming and all of that. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna start YouTube, this is honestly the best time. I feel like it's the best time. Um, so I just decided to, follow the wave and get on the ride. So that's when I made the decision to start YouTube and just try something new.
So, how were the early days?
A lot of humble beginnings. So as you know, I'm from Lagos, right? Nigeria. I have an accent, heavy accent. So when I first started making YouTube video, I wouldn't get views, I wouldn't even get a subscriber. So, but I didn't give up. I didn't quit. There will be some negative comment about, yo, like, why don't you check out your country's contents, But the thing is, I'm in the US, I know if I make a video to a content from my country, I probably wouldn't get enough support, that I would like. So, um, I still continue to do it. There's some comment about your English is not the best and all of that. So I went from reacting to US stuff to UK stuff, to Hispanic stuff, and then now to Indian stuff, And honestly, even though back then I was struggling a lot, there was few people that actually pushed me, and most of them are my friends, you being one of them, and also a couple celebrities that happened to see my reaction video then, and they reposted it. So that actually gave me the fuel that I needed because again, if these people, look at my content and liked it, why should I have a negative comments like be stuck to me? Why should I have negative comment keep demotivating me to do these things that I just enjoy doing? So luckily, I was able to push myself through that phase.
Me knowing that you started this when you were juggling so many things. Now, did you started it thinking that you will be doing it full time, or you started it as a hobby?
There's an end to every beginning. Okay, so towards the end of my college career, okay, I realized that okay, tennis is only up to that last semester. Okay, after the last semester, there's no longer gonna be tennis. Like okay, like tennis, I'm no longer competing. So I felt that I needed to start something, that will be in replace of that, replacement of that, But the thing is, it did started off as a hobby, you know. I was just trying to get a feel for it, and see people's feedback. What do people think about my reaction? What do people think about, the way I listen to music? Like, I just had a thought, and mind you, I did have a conversation with my coach. I did have a conversation with my coach that same last semester, and I told him, I said, "Hey, coach, like I feel like this YouTube thing, I need to take it more serious." He was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, I need to take it more serious." So he asked why. I said, "Look here, you see all these influencers like KSI, Mr. Biggs, Logan, all of them, like all what they do is reacting. Like most of it is reacting, But they have this incredible fan base and also have this, incredible sponsorship and they enjoy what they do, so they make a living out of it. So I said, if I do enjoy doing this, I too can make a living out of it. Like absolutely I can. So yeah, like I just decided to push tennis a little bit aside, but it's kind of like okay, so it's kind of like I need to juggle two things at the same time, right? So the way I was able to do it is by giving everything 100%. Knowing that one is about to come to an end. That's pretty much it. So I give my education 100%, give tennis 100%, and then give YouTube 100%. And I knew that in the next 3 to 4 months, tennis will be gone. So it will be left. I will be left with education and YouTube. Then I can literally, put a little of my time into doing both. Before I used to make videos at night, like literally night around 12 a.m., 1 a.m., and after tennis was out of the equation, I can literally make videos whenever I want, honestly. So it's just balance and time management, honestly.
So, do you believe that you need same amount of mental stability in being a YouTuber as you had to have when you were competing in college?
I do, I do. So earlier, I told you about how people's negative comment, was getting to me. So I would just refer to myself as a YouTuber or an influencer real quick just to get my message across. Like being a YouTuber is like you is like people have a perspective of you. There are people that actually look up to you. You know, so it's like you have to be perfect in everything you do. Like I feel like that's how it has. Like it is like that's just how I think, right? So if I make a video right now and like three people leave a comment and say, "Yo, like that was so bad," like just leave a negative comment, it will get to me, then that will wear me out, then emotionally, I can make a video for the next maybe 2 3 days, you know. So it's kind of like the same as playing tennis. If I perform worse or coach isn't happy with my performance, it's most likely gonna sit you out for like 2 or 3 matches, right? And then you start to have this self doubt. Okay, like I did horrible. Okay, now coach doesn't want to play me and all of that, and which did happen. You know, I don't know if you remember, it did happen. So there is always going to be the emotional stress of literally everything you do. Honestly, there's going to be emotional stress. You know, even though you enjoy doing it, there's still going to be, because people never stop having expectation of you. You know, people want you to be a certain way. You know, give 100% every time. But sometimes it's not that you're not giving 100%. It's like you're giving 100% of what you got that day. You know, and which to them might be like, oh, this dude is giving me 50%, but that 50% is all I got that day. Like, literally, there's nothing else I can do to, like, you know. So again, emotional stress is always going to be there, bro.
So, what you think about taking time off or taking breaks in general? Do you think they play an important role in dealing with that kind of emotional stress?
Well, I would say it's quite important to take time off, like in everything you do. Even though you enjoy doing whatever you do, you need time off because the body is not metal. You know, like we're all human. Like honestly, yeah, you just need days off. Like everybody does. Even what is his name? Um, the guy of founder Bill Gates. I read one of his book a long time ago that he mentioned it there that like it takes a week off, and just go somewhere and just sit and brainstorm, you know, because that's the only time he can actually have some good ideas and clear up his mind and all of that. As a college athlete, as a like a YouTuber or a banker or like just whatever the field might be, like you do need times off. You absolutely do. There've been days that I can make YouTube videos and I would just stay to myself like maybe 3 days and don't even go to the studio at all. You know, it helps. It refreshes your mind and honestly, it will be the best thing you ever do. Like sometimes you see these players may not be performing well. They'll take time off. Take time off. Then you come back when you're ready again. You know.
Now, I would request you to elaborate the difference between laziness and taking time off. Because as humans, if we take some time off, we feel like we are getting lazy or we are slacking in our work. So, just please elaborate your point of view on that.
There's a difference between laziness and just getting the time off. Okay. Being lazy is like you see an opportunity and you're not going for it. You know. But now taking time off is you're exhausted. Like you're literally exhausted. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Have you been in a situation in which you're trying to do a schoolwork, an assignment, right? You're trying to solve this assignment, but you just cannot, okay? And then you say, okay, well, I'm just gonna drive off and go get food, you know, and see. And then you drive off to go get food, and then while you're out eating with your friends, then everything comes to your mind, like how to solve the problem and how to do everything just comes to your head. And then you're like, yes, I got it. And then you rush back home and just get the assignment done. I don't know if it has happened to you before, but this is something that has happened to me like a lot of times, like a lot of times. So like I would say in some cases that people do, that people just tend to not want to take a time off is because they are in the headspace that they can actually do whatever it is that they're doing the best way. It's kind of like it has clicked in their head and they feel like, okay, I can do all these things at once, and if I just leave, I will lose the momentum. I will lose the momentum and I won't be able to come back and do it. Honestly, that's the only way I can say, okay, maybe taking a time off isn't the best. But at the end of the day, even if you enjoy doing what you're doing, you still I swear you need a break. You need a break. You know, you need a break. And I feel like the school system do teach you that. That's why you get this fall break, spring break, summer break, all of these break is because again, they know that like there's a limit that you can go until your brain like you get mentally and emotionally exhausted, right? So they want to give you enough break that when you come back, you'll be able to function at your best.
Here's the thing, you personally are an entrepreneur yourself, and you are involved in something which really doesn't give you a limit to what you can achieve, given sky's the limit. So, what will you say success looks like to you?
That's true, but what I consider as success from YouTube will be um, being financially stable, and not having to go to a 9 to 5 job. Like I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm passionate about the stock markets and all of that. So I would consider myself as being successful when I can trade stocks from the comfort of my house and make videos from the comfort of my house. Right now, that's not what is happening, right? I do have job that I go to. So until then, I mean, I'm somewhat successful, honestly, with the amount of stuff that I've accomplished. Um, but again, considering YouTube, I would say, yeah, for me to consider myself as being fully successful, I want to be financially stable, you know?
You know what? I'm very curious to know how you switch modes. For example, you brought financial freedom, and kudos to social media. We see it everywhere. And it's often that we see that people try to change their own personalities to become like other people just by seeing how successful or how financial free they are or have that kind of freedom, but they kind of lose their own self. How will you kind of deal with it?
Well, sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone, right? Um, at some point in time, I was an extrovert, just a fraction. I was an extrovert, and then I became introvert, like extremely introverted person, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, let me give this YouTube thing a chance, I mean, being an introverted person, I feel like the older you get, though, your mindset shifts, so being an introverted person empowers you to be confident behind the behind the closed door, right? I don't know if you're introvert or not, but at least like I can express myself, be comfortable with myself whenever I'm behind the camera or whenever I'm in my house, you know. But once I step out now, I have to like it's like I have to raise myself to some standard that I might not be comfortable with. Like example, I can be really childish. Like if I really want to joke around and mess around, I can be like a kid, right? But now, can I be like a kid around my players? Just think about it that way. Absolutely not, right? Because I have to raise the bar. I have to, be the boss. So I feel like the society expects you to act in a certain way, and be like act, speak, and just do things in a certain way. And honestly, I think if you want to be happy and be comfortable with yourself, just be yourself, man. Like literally be yourself, do whatever makes you happy, speak however you like to speak, dress however you like, like just be you. I swear, just be you, man. The world is full of fake people, and like a lot of fake people. You see like, oh, speak this way, like act this way, dress this way, trying to be like the next person. And then once another person comes, oh, you're trying to be like that next person. So doing that, you're losing yourself. You're losing what makes you you. You're losing your true qualities. So I just find that it's quite important to just be authentic. Just be you.
Yeah, I would definitely say like being your own self, I believe not only makes you more happy and you enjoy life much more, but also like your attitude and your, the way you express yourself becomes even better, and people actually enjoy you much more when you are being yourself than trying to be like them. It's kind of funny, but that's how I see the things. Now, one thing I want to know is like, what's your opinion on goal setting? Do you think you set goals?
I really don't set goals. Um, for a very long time, I always just think about, you know, what I would like to get. Like for example, um, I had in my mind that okay, I wanna sometime reach 1 million subscribers, right? Now, setting a goal would be okay by end of 2024. Okay, I want to have 1 million subscribers. Now, if I set that goal, okay, it can motivate me, to want to make more videos and put a lot of time into making videos and stuff like that to get to that goal, right? But also there's emotional stress. You know, what would happen if I actually don't meet that goal? You know, so I realized these things and I just said, okay, subscriber count is just a number, you know. So just do it and have fun. If people like what you do, they'll subscribe. They'll subscribe. They'll support you. They'll leave comments. So I stopped. The whole idea of like setting goals and giving myself just extra stress to get to whatever. I mean, regardless, I'm going to reach whatever it is that I'm trying to reach. I'm going to attain whatever it is I'm trying to attain. As long as I keep working hard and just keep putting 100% effort in it, I will get it. It might not be right away, but at the end of the day, I will get it. So that's where patience do comes to play. You know, I know a couple people that right now they have over a million subscribers. But their view doesn't match it. You know why? Because they push themselves like, okay, I want to go for the subscriber count. I want to go for the subscriber count, right? So they exhaust the amount of video and the amount of content they could make, good quality content. So now that they actually attain the goal of getting over 1 million subscribers, they don't have solid content to upload to actually keep the audience engaged. Because again, this whole YouTube thing, there's an algorithm that play a trick on people that people don't realize it. Let's say you have 1 million subscribers, okay? If at least 50,000 people are not watching your video daily, the algorithm will see your channel as a dead account. Because why have 1 million subscribers when 50,000 people can't even watch your video? It means you're not considering the audience. You're not considering what they want, what they want to watch, right? Because it's like you have like you have a million clients, but out of the million clients, only 50,000 of them, like less than 50,000 of them come to see you, So again, people start to question you. Okay, are those real? Are those real people, or majority of them are just fake accounts and stuff like that? So again, certainly Go can be beneficial for some people, and also can be just a nightmare for some people. So I don't even celebrate my subscriber counts. I don't at all. Because again, I just enjoy doing what I do, and I put my audience first.
Given that you are only doing reaction videos right now, whether it's YouTube or Instagram Reels, but are you thinking about becoming a content creator yourself?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, I've thought about it. I've thought about what I can possibly do. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I don't know if you know who Hedike is. Probably you don't because he's from Sri Lanka, but he lives in Malaysia. Um, he's told me once, he told me, yo, you should make music. He literally told me that. He asked, hey, can you write a song? I say, well, I've never tried it, but I can try. That was my exact response to him. So, um, if I could get these guys to be on the same page and we make a song, that would be great. I feel like that will help me and also will help them. You know. So I've thought about it. And now that you actually brought it back up, I might could just DM like some of them and say, "Yo, you want a future?" And see what they say, and maybe we could make something like a comedic type of song.
Then talk to me about leveling up the game. The this journey could be daunting sometimes. You're tired, you're exhausted, and you really want to level up the game, but sometimes you're just not having the ideas or you're just not feeling it. How do you level up the game if you really want to?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, in business, it's not as complicated, right? Because if for growth, you can just introduce a new product. You can introduce a new product or modify your current product to attract, more consumers, right? But now, as an entrepreneur, or as an influencer, it's quite different. You know, for growth, you have to like introduce some new content and have a feel for it. Like you mentioned being a comedian, right? So for me to actually figure out, okay, is this something that my audience will enjoy? I will have to make a couple of funny videos and see how they interact with it, which we've done. I remember we did a couple of funny videos, and they actually have a incredible like feedback, and majority of the people actually laugh about the videos. So in order to grow, you have to like give it a try. Try. Like just it's kind of like when the company is trying to introduce new products, right? They will like specifically if it's a sauce or like a cookie or like just something edible, right? They'll give it out for free, and see if consumers like actually like it before they can like include it in their inventory and manufacture more and stuff like that, right? So it's kind of like a similar process uh, in terms of growth as a YouTuber.
You know what? In my class, we often discuss about how technology became so popular and like there's so much expansion going at very faster rate, and how on one side it's really helpful for some people who are able to benefit from it, while on the other side there are people who actually using it a way that you shouldn't be using. Now, especially for the young ones, do you think this thing like technology or social media should be restricted to a certain age?
Well, in this generation, nothing can really be restricted, and that's just it. You and I can lie to ourselves and be like, yeah, this thing should be restricted to this age level, But the truth is, everybody have access to whatever it is that they want to use, whatever software, whatever apps that they want to use, no matter what the age is, starting from 7, you know. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like social media is good for everybody, especially kids, because um, it forces them to want to be, someone that they are not, like it makes them want to have certain futures that they don't have. Like, for instance, this Snapchat have a ton of filters. A filter that will make you a little bit prettier, a filter that will adjust the shape of your like your jawline, your nose, your ears, we're just trying to make you perfect. Like at least their definition of perfect, right? So to me, that's not right. That's not right because now you're making this person feel like they are not beauty or they are not beautiful the way they are. You're making them feel that way. So now they start to think, okay, how can I go do a face surgery? How can I do a lip filler? How can I, adjust my nose? Because again, this is the app that they grow up using. Like think about it. Like how many people are on Snapchat? How many people are on TikTok? How many people are on Instagram? And then they see their influencers, these people, that shows fancy cars, fancy house, and all of that, and they want to be like that, But the truth is, they don't know what that person did to get to where they are today. And one thing that people don't know is majority of the influencers that you see, they actually grow up rich. They actually grow up rich. Like you can go back and look at it. Logan Paul wasn't really born poor. You know, D'Amelio, Charlie D'Amelio wasn't. I mean, she wasn't born poor. Like so. Again, you all are trying to be like these people that actually grow up in wealth. And honestly, the status, they became influencers because they put these nice cars, nice clothes and everything on Instagram. Now these people find it attractive, so they like it, and that's how they become popular, right? So they want to be like these people. So again, I don't feel like social media is just the best place to be, unless you're using it to market your products, marketing, expanding your business and all of that. Then so be it. But if you're just trying to use it for the greater good of yourself, nah, there's too much competition. Like, so you see some family going on vacation and then you're like, oh my God, like, oh, my family cannot afford us going to Bahamas or us going on a cruise ship. And then, it just creates a emotional roller coaster. It just makes you depressed. You start to compare yourself a lot. So yeah, honestly, should it be restricted? Absolutely. Can it be restricted? No, it cannot. So, yeah, it is just what it is, man.
Talking about social media and its impact, I want to know what you think about a guy named Elon Musk.
Yeah, dude is a revolutionary. Is honestly a genius living among us. Like if I I have the opportunity to just speak with him like for 5 minutes, you know, I'll be I'll be the most happiest person for the rest of my life. I just need to ask him like just a few questions, and all I need is just 5 minutes. I swear to you. Um, yeah, like in terms of competition, he's way ahead of competition, like way ahead. Right now everybody's trying to make sustainable electric cars. He's done that. He's done that, and it's not like he didn't think about this ahead of time. He knew that, like, okay, after I accomplish this and make a sustainable car, then people want to do it. Okay, how about I push it a step further? How about I make it a driverless? And the funny thing is, he introduced everything at once. He introduced the driverless electric cars at once. So now can everybody do that? Absolutely not. They don't have the resources, to do that. They can all fight to do electric cars, which we've seen a couple companies now doing. Toyota, Ford, even BMW is now making electric cars. But have any of them come forward with driverless electric cars? No. So he's also thinking about making a plane, electric plane. I don't know if you've heard about it. You know, so yeah, dude is way ahead of the game, way ahead of the game.
I agree with you that he's a revolutionary and that he's a genius among us. But what will you say that makes him different from the others?
Well, I would say his leadership skill is different. His mindset is totally different. His way of dealing with people is totally different also. Like Elon Musk can literally go to any podcast channel and talk comfortably. You know, dude reply to memes, make jokes. Doesn't take life as serious as majority of CEOs does. You know, so he's just a simple human. With a very bright and clear mindset. You know, he can take joke. And when it's time to be serious, he can be serious as well. He doesn't. He's not scared about approaching anyone. So yeah, like I like him a lot. He's quite confident in himself. You know, so it's just it, man. And all the goals that he set, like, oh, I want to, have a SpaceX running. I want to have this amount of car being manufactured or assembled in a year. All of those things, even though it doesn't reach those goals, sometimes it's like just very close to getting to the goals. So yeah, I one thing I love about him the most is just his leadership skill. Like there was a one interview he gave a while back. Okay, in the interview he said, "Well, I want my employees to work 70 hours a week, or maybe 60 hours a week. If I do want them to work 60 hours a week, I have to be there and work 60 hours a week too, so they know how passionate I am about the business. Dude literally have a small house on the site of SpaceX and sleep there. And he also talked about how he was sleeping in a Tesla factory, or Tesla plant. So again, like if you see a CEO passionate about something, you as an employee, you should be fired up. You should be more motivated to wanting to do it because again, if that dude is there, like 24/7, if you wanting the best for the company, it will motivate you as well. It's kind of like leading by example. You know, he's leading by example, which is great, man. Which is great. Not every CEO do that. Not at all. The majority of the CEO are just bossy. They will tell you what to do and what not to do, and why they themselves won't be there. So yeah, it's just a whole different person.
Alright, Joseph, share with us one advice that someone gave it to you and you have never forgotten that.
Well, here is one advice that my dad told me when I was a kid. He actually didn't tell me myself. He told my mom, and I feel like this advice has helped me throughout my life. What he said to her was, "Don't let anybody get in the way of this kid in whatever he's trying to do, and not even yourself." That's just it, you know. So the moral of the story is, whatever it is that you're trying to do in life, don't let anybody change your mind from doing it. As long as you're passionate about it.
Thanks, Joe, for coming on the show. That was a wonderful advice. And we would love to have you back. But before you go, I want to request you to share your contact information where people can contact you or, talk to you, ask advice, or just, you know, s- seek some mentorship.
Well, I go by Spirit Locks on every platform. Spirit Locks is the kind of spirit locks. So Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Yeah, you can find me everywhere. You can find me on Google too.
Sweet. Check on the Google, guys. He's a famous celebrity now. But thank you, Joe. Thank you for coming on the show. And as I said, I would love to have you back and check on you, how you're doing, how did you level up your game. But again, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I bet the people and the whole world will really appreciate what you do and bring smile on other people's face. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me, Mr. Maria. I really appreciate it. It means so much to me. I feel valued. I feel important. So again, it just means so much to me because not everybody have the opportunity to be on a podcast or like an interview or have the opportunity to be interviewed in their entire life. So I'm honored to be on your show. So thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please remember to like and subscribe to the Insane Minds podcast.